Hello everyone's. I am here for my review of Manifest Season 3 Episodes 7 and 8. If you were new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, you one of my peoples, welcome back. So, research lady, she is mad at Ben because Kidnapper Pete is dead. She wanted to research on Kidnapper Pete for the last 2 hours he had living, but he is no longer with us. Sanvi, you have not brought any more crucial evidence to us about the people from 1-8, the 828ers, the planes, or any of those things. So I don't really know why you here. Sanvi was like, I am here and Ben is here because, Agent Vance wants us here. He's higher up on, the list than you are. He's higher ranked than you are. So that's why we're here. Now, while all of this is going on, Michaela and several other 828ers have a joint calling, like this big old, gray cloud. And it leads them to over the facility of the Eureka facility. Now, as the 828ers are walking towards there, they see Ben coming out the building, and they like, hold up. What is Ben doing coming out of this doggone Eureka building? And what does he got to do with the government? Because he's always telling us to do A, B, C, and D. And here he is working with the government who wants to poke and prod on us. Well, Michaela tells him about the calling that they had, and she says, well, since you didn't have a calling, it may have something to do with you and you working with Eureka and everything. But Ben, he's like, he doesn't believe that is it. He got to keep quiet of what's going on over there at Eureka, as well as Tom. You got to keep quiet of what she's doing over there. And Ben, he is trying to look at the bigger picture and helping everybody, because now that all three of the kidnappers, Jace, Pete, and was it Carl? I may be wrong, but anyway, since those three, they ended up going on the, I don't know if they went on the glory together, but they are no longer here. He's thinking, okay, if one person of the 828ers messes up, that's gonna mess up everybody else's chance. But I was like, that was a whole different story. That little picture that Olive found was 3 prisoners who was cutting up several fools, and 2 of them decided to make a change, and that 3rd one didn't. And that was a whole different story. This whole the 828 situation, I don't think it really pertains to the same thing, but this is where Ben's mind is going. It's like, I gotta make sure that everybody is fine. Well, we see Ben standing outside, and we just see a group of glowing hands coming along. Michaela, she in her car, her hand get to glowing, and Ben gets drugged and kidnapped by Egan and other 828ers, and question them who he working for. Now Egan, he is the one who helped Ben a few episodes ago and then stole Ben's briefcase and pawned some things. Yeah, that's him. He lets Ben know, I've been following the Collins. Have I made some money on the side while I follow these Collins? Yes, I have. But I want to know what you got going on. Why you working with the government and all these other things? What's good, homie? They got him tied up and everything. It was a mess. Angela, now I'm gonna keep my eye on Angela, because this episode she was doing some things I was like, what's going on? And she believes that her parents were right about her, that she brings bad things to people around her. Like, for instance, she didn't say this, but everybody on Flight 828, well, I guess they saying that after she came back. Well, look at Kidnapper Pete, look at Tariq. They both gone. I was both around them. Things happen like this, but I was like, that ain't, no, you family, you good. She get to holding baby Eden, and she's like, yeah, see, we family, we good. She's like, yes, we're family, me and you. She said me and you to baby Eden, like me and you was family. And I'm like, okay. That was the first time I was like, all right, now I'm gonna keep on my eye on you and all what you doing. Now, Egan and the other actuators, they plan to storm Eureka. I'm like, sir, this is a government facility. You think that y'all just gonna walk in there like that? These people is in a top secret organization trying to figure out what is going on with this tail fan and the people from A2A. You don't think that this is highly secured? But anyways, he said since he has a photographic memory that he remembers some things that Michaela didn't. Like something, it was like this ominous cloud coming from below the building. And he wants to know what is going over on that building. I was like, what building is he talking about? Because we got the tail fender, we got the people floating, the people who are no longer of this world. They floating in some kind of solution in some building. We got the plane. We got a lot of stuff going on. So what exactly ominous in clouds did he see? I don't know. Now, Michaela, she been looking for Ben. Like, something is up. Ben is not answering his phone. His phone is here. He wouldn't just up and just not have his phone on him. So, while she is at the police station, she gets a text, like a voice, not a voice, what was called an email. But it was sent to her very, very first email. So, she was like, only a few people know my very, very first email. I'm trying to figure out, do I remember mine? I think I got my first email in like 2004. Yeah. Could not tell you at this point what the name of it was. But anyways, they end up in the area. She's like, okay, what's good? Now all these houses look alike. Egan, he is somebody who has been off the grid. You would think he would go somewhere and hide out, but the best way to hide out is in plain sight. So it's like, okay, all of these houses, what do they have in common? One of these houses is like a stager house. Like this is what you're, like a model house. This is what your house is going to look like. This is what your house is, the house that you're getting is going to look like. So they was able to come in, find Ben. He was able to send a message because the house had a smart TV, and he was able to email about the refrigerator to Michaela, and she put two and two together and was able to find him. But Ben doesn't want to press charges against Eden because he believes he knows something. He believes and knows that something is going on at Eureka, and he doesn't want to punish or press charges on Egan because we need to keep everybody in this life. We don't need this lifeboat to sink. All these 828ers are on a lifeboat. Everybody must, do their part or they gonna sink. Now, Sanvi, trying, making sure she saves her job, says she has found Sapphire in both the 828ers as well as the kidnapping crew. Now, head research lady is like, okay, you didn't came with some useful information to me. I just need to see, what else is going on. Everybody, y'all going to turn all of y'all work into Sanvi from now on. So they looking at her sideways like, we the best of the best of the best. Why don't we turn her information over to Sanvi? But she was like, because Sanvi was the only one that found this information. Y'all didn't find it. And I was like, what was Sapphire doing in there? But then, like, that's going to go into a whole nother, like, what is really going on. And that's what I love about this show. It's always a twist and a turn, and they always sprinkle in a little bit more. Okay, so now we on episode 8. Ben is at Eureka, and he got Egan out of jail because Michaela them they arrested him anyway, and he got Egan out of jail to prove to him, look here, I'm all part of the A2A crew. I'm working with them, but I'm not working with them, and you need somebody on the inside, which is me. Ben, he is at the Eureka facility, and while he's looking at these photos of the 828ers, like, their pictures started to burn, and he thinks it has something to do with the dark cloud that the 828ers saw over Eureka. Sanvi tells Ben that there has been a shipment from the Vatican, and I'm like, Okay, while the Vatican shipping stuff over here to Eureka was good. You know, the Vatican ain't that like the top church of the Catholic Church. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to seem stupid. Respectfully correct me. So I'm like, why is the Vatican sending, a shipment to Eureka? My interest was piqued right away. So Ben and Michaela believe 828 or Rachel could be the reason why their lifeboat is gonna sink. He remembers her picture being up in flames with a whole bunch of other pictures. Well, they go to the where Rachel lived at, and Rachel doesn't live there anymore. It seems like while Rachel was gone for all those years, Rachel's sister and husband, they comforted each other and fell in love, and now they got married. The husband talking about, we were having problems. It was never meant to be. Han was always the one. We tried to help her, but she became erratic, so we had to get a restraining order against her. So she's seeming like an ex who couldn't move on. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't know how I would feel if, say in this situation, I just was up and gone, disappeared for 7 years, and popped back just like they did. And I come home, and my husband, I don't have no sister, so, well, I have a little sister, but she my little cousin. And my mom has raised her since she was like 7, so I call her my little sister. I don't know if I would do it if I come home and my little sister and my husband, they are in a full-on relationship and in love. I'm going to be thinking, so was y'all messing around before I left? How long after I was gone did this happen? I would be having a whole lot of questions. Well, we get a little bit more information from Rachel, because they go over there to talk to Rachel. It's like, hey, don't be scared. We 828ers too. We was on that flight. Have you been having any visions? And she said she thought she was going crazy. She said she was in an accident like 2 weeks before she went to Jamaica. And while she was there, she just wasn't feeling good. So she decided to come home early. Her husband stayed. And that's when, the plane disappeared. She come back, her sister and her husband in a full-on relationship. Well, Michaela, she's suspicious and looks into the accident and finds out that the husband was in the other car of the accident with Rachel. Husband didn't mention none of this. Didn't mention that she was in an accident before they went to Jamaica, how she wasn't feeling good while they was in Jamaica, how she left early while they was in Jamaica. So I was like, yeah, it looked like he was trying to kill her before they went to Jamaica. And when she disappeared, he was like, he hit the jackpot. So after doing some thorough research, the shipment from the Vatican was a piece of wood. I was like, okay, it was a piece of wood. Zombies talked to head research doctor. So that wood had some peacock DNA in the wood. Now y'all know peacock is a running thing since like last year in season 1. And the DNA is over 6,000 years old. The wood and the DNA is over 6,000 years old. The wood had popped up like 7 years ago from like a volcano. This volcano was in this area. This area is known for what? The place where Noah's Ark is. So now Simon believes this is a piece of wood from Noah's Ark. That she was like, it was carrying all kind of animals. Is this a piece of wood from Noah's Ark? Research lady, she is beside herself. She's like, child, girl, yes, I believe it is. Just go ahead and say it. Say what you think it is. Piece from Noah's Ark, yes, girl. We got a piece of history right here. Me, myself, I don't know if I want to be close to stuff like that. I wouldn't. I be feeling some type of way like, nah, I'm a step back from this. But this is some good research going on. So now we're thinking, did this volcano, pop this up? Is it connected to the 828 people? And now they've been gone I'm trying to remember how it started off. They was gone for 5 years, so it's like 8 years now. So like a little bit before they came back, this piece of wood came back. On the plane, the pilot said that it was like a storm type of situation and something happened and he was the only one to see this. It seemed like all this stuff is tying in. Here this piece of wood had some peacock DNA from 6,000 years ago. Just volcano just like boop. And here it is. And now we got a piece of Noah's Ark. And now Simon can't tell nobody. Not even Ben. And Ben like family. So she's like, I got this information and I can't tell anybody. Are you serious? Yeah. Now, Rachel, she tries to go and take the ex-husband out because he was abusing little sister just like he was abusing her. Now, the neighbor went and told everything. Yes. You be hearing a lot of yelling going over there. The neighbor dude who called the police, they be going golf together, so they friends. So he be turning a blind eye, making, and then nothing's wrong. Yeah, the sister, she crazy. But no, the sister was getting abused before she disappeared, and now little sister getting abused as well. But Ben was able to stop her before, she took ex-husband out. Now, this is when I was really side-eyeing, Angelina, because Grace trying to help, make Angelina feel like she's welcome. Like, they went to go look at a restaurant to, to finish Tariq's legacy of opening up this restaurant. Oh, your mom is this, that, that. That's not my mom. She's like, yeah, but she's family. And now she's like, oh, you can wear Olive's outfit. So I'm like, she in her trying on Olive stuff, and Cal comes down. She's like, oh, don't tell Olive I'm doing this, that, and this will be between us. I'm like, first of all, Olive and Cal are twins. That means they connected like this. So, I don't know if he really gonna be keeping it secret. We just known you a few months, baby. I don't know if I'm in you family, but Olive we connected like that. And I'm like, either she gonna try to take Olive's place, or she gonna try to kidnap baby Eden. That's where my mind went, the way she was acting. Now, lastly, Cal, he's holding up one of Tariq's snow globe. And in the snow globe, he sees a volcano erupted. And then he gets this calling like they was on the plane. Like them callings that they've been having these last time. It's like a black and white photo almost. And everybody's screaming and everything. I was like, what is this telling us? It's like every time you turn around, it's something else, and you're more and more intrigued. But y'all, I'm telling you, I love this show, even though it be all over the place. So y'all, that was suggested. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It is free, all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on. So when my beautiful face puts up a video, you can click on it, you can like it, and you share it with your people, and you can come over and be one of my peoples. If you're already one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.